Hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Alejandro, and I'm currently a performer with Virgin Voyages. In today's video, I'm going to break down Scarlet Night. So if you're new to Virgin and you're curious what the night's all about, or you voyaged with us before but you want to know a little more, then this is going to be the video for you. I'm going to break down essentially what is Scarlet Night, then I'm going to tell you guys the myth, the reasoning as to why we celebrate, and then at the end, I'm going to give you my tips and tricks, including events that you cannot miss. So without further ado, I think it's time to dive on in. Scarlet Night is our massive celebration right here on all of our lady ships, where we all get decked out and wear red. If you only take one thing from the video, it's wear red. There's so many times that sailors come on board and I ask them where their red is, and they're like, we didn't get the memo. My friends, I'm giving you the memo right now. Wear red. A cute little hat, a little shirt. I will say sometimes people go all in and it's my favorite. They come decked out head to toe red. Go for it, my friends. If there's one night that you're going to want to dress up on, it's this one. The easiest way to break down Scarlet Night is essentially in two parts. There's the show part, which takes place from 9 p.m. all the way to 10:30, and then the massive finale, which is usually a go at 10:45. Before I tell you my tips and tricks on where to be throughout that, I think it's important that I give you guys the myth. Scarlet Night is based off of an old sailing myth that Virgin fully made up, but it kind of gives a little bit of context as to why we celebrate. So go ahead, grab some popcorn, settle in, because this is going to be the myth of Scarlet Night. Thousands of years ago, before there was a me, before there was a you, and before there ever was a Virgin Voyages, there was no moon. And what this meant was that at night, once the sun would go down, the entire night would be pitch black. So there'd be no light to guide sailors' ways. This meant that they would have to sail out as far as they dare go during the day, but before the sunset, they had to return back, until one very brave and courageous sailor decided to create a light source using an oil lamp and an orb. So he put the two together, grabbed his orb, and sailed out all alone into the night. And so what he got to do was see these beautiful, magnificent places that no human had ever touched before. And as he sailed across the water, he couldn't help but notice that there was something calling to him beneath the ocean's surface. So one fateful night, he grabbed his orb, he took a deep breath, and he dove beneath the water. And as he swam down there, he saw this glowing red light. Now, I don't know about you, but if I came across a glowing red light in the middle of the ocean, I would swim the other way. But remember, our sailor is brave and courageous. So he kept swimming towards this light and came across a massive red octopus. But this was not your ordinary massive red octopus. No, it was indeed the goddess of the sea. Now she is just as perplexed to see our sailor because, again, no human had dove beneath her waters that deep before. So she decided to reward him by transforming herself into her human form. And obviously she's drop dead gorgeous considering she's the goddess of the sea. Now, the myth has it that the two fall madly, deeply in love and begin a sense of courtship. So during the day, he's on his little boat, and at night, he grabs his orb, takes a deep breath, and dives beneath her waters. And our octopus goddess shows him the wonders of her kingdom. So this continues on and on and on, until one fateful night, they're exploring a little too deep, if you know what I mean. And unfortunately, our sailor isn't going to make it back up for air in time. So the two are swimming back to the surface as quick as they can. And they're not sure what to do because our octopus goddess is immortal, meaning that she'll live forever, knowing that she's lost the love of her life. So in a moment of desperation, she transforms herself back into her octopus form, grabs his breath as it's leaving his body, places it inside the orb, and tosses it up into the sky. And for a split moment, as that tentacle is up in the air, the entire night turns scarlet. And as she retreats that tentacle back into the water, what is left up is our moon. And so now, every night, the moon looks down at our sea goddess, longing to be reunited. And then when day comes, the sun will go up and the moon will dive beneath her waters once again. And that, my friends, is the myth of Scarlet Night. And so we celebrate Scarlet Night to appease our octopus goddess in hopes that she will grant us safe passage throughout the rest of the voyage. And so now that we have a little context, I think it's important to go ahead and dive in and give you guys the details as to how to make it the best Scarlet Night of your lives. So as I said before, Scarlet Night is going to start at 9 p.m. in the roundabout. So that's going to be deck 6 and 7. Now something important to know is that in that app, it will say that Scarlet Night happens ship-wide. And although it is an activation that essentially takes over the whole ship, you'll see that the balcony lights will turn red, your servers at the galley will be wearing shirts that say Scarlet Night. Really, the majority of it, at least from 9 to 10:30, will happen on deck 6 and 7. So that's kind of our playing space as performers. At 9 p.m., you're going to want to be in that roundabout, deck 6 or 7, anywhere that you can see those stairs, because that is where we're going to kick it off. So as long as you can see the stairs, you will see the opening number. And then from then, all the way to 10:30, the choice is yours. It's kind of like a choose your own adventure. The best way to describe it is that members from different casts will have little activations or pop-ups. So you might see a little flash mob here, you might see a monologue happen here. So again, choose your own adventure. Wander around the ship and see what you can get into, or find a cozy spot, settle in, and see what comes your way. My suggestions on places to be are probably the roundabout, SIP, and the dock. Now, if you voyaged with us before, you know that no Scarlet Night is exactly the same. So if you don't watch or see everything, don't panic, because you're not intended to. Because every time you come back, you might catch something a little bit different. Now, big things that I highly suggest that you perhaps try to see are the Scarlet Night Wedding, which is going to happen right after the opening number. So if you want to see that, just stay in the roundabout. And then brand new to Resilient Lady and hopefully going on to our other ships is our Scarlet Night fashion show. Karaoke with the diva, that is our lovely drag queen on board. That's going to take place in the social club. So if you just want to sit back, relax, and listen to some people sing while hanging out with a fabulous drag queen, you can go to the social club at any time. I think it starts at 9:15 and it probably ends around 10:15, but go sit down, relax. Now the other thing, and it's in the Sailor app, is the Octopus Garden. And that actually takes place in the Red Room, and you get to actually meet the octopus goddess herself. Now this is about a 12-minute cabaret show, so if you're into amazing vocalists and you want to hear the octopus goddess's version of what happened that fateful night, I highly suggest you go to that. Currently, the times are 9:15, 9:45, and 10:15. Sometimes they have to move things around, so just check that app or just ask a cast member and they'll let you know the exact times, but that's one thing that I highly, highly suggest you go to. Now, if this whole thing has you panicked and you're like, Alejandro, I don't want to be running around from 9 to 10:30, can you just tell me where to go? Well, the good thing is that Virgin offers counter programming. So let's say you've done Scarlet Night a million times, you want to sit one out, or perhaps this idea of, the show aspect isn't your vibe. It's totally fine. So there'll always be one other show happening at the same time as Scarlet Night. So if you don't want to participate in it, you totally don't have to, and you don't feel like you have to hide in your room. So on Resilient Lady, we are doing Another Rose at the same time as Scarlet Night. So if you don't want to participate in Scarlet Night show aspect, you can go watch Another Rose. And currently on Scarlet and Valiant, there is It's a Ship Show. So you can totally experience that and just completely skip Scarlet Night. Just to recap for the lovely show aspect. At 9 p.m., be in the roundabout, deck 6 or 7, take in that opening number, and then kind of wander around and see what you might, see. Whether it be a flash mob, a circus performance, who really knows? Now we're moving on to our party, our big finale. Now, there's one of two ways that this can go. Weather permitting, we're gonna go up to the pool deck, but if weather is being a little funky, it's raining, who knows, we're actually gonna move the party to the Red Room. Now, I've experienced both, and to be honest, I don't necessarily know if there's one that I prefer over the other. What's really cool when you do it in the Red Room is that it feels like a massive nightclub. We never have parties in the Red Room, so this is like the one opportunity that you get to experience it in there, and it's really, really freaking cool. The party will happen, and we'll still do our huge finale, and then we'll just party it up until around like 12 or 12:30, and that's if you go to the Red Room. Super fun, enjoy yourselves. Let's say we're making it to the pool deck. That's gonna be at 10:45 is our go, so you're gonna make it up to the pool deck before that. You'll get to see our huge finale number, where you'll see members from the circus cast, our dancers, your happenings cast, performing for you. We do the iconic pop song choreography, and then after that, for the rest of the evening, we will encourage you to come dance with us either on the pool or in the pool. Now, I suggest that you bring something that you don't mind getting wet in. I have seen people get into the pool fully dressed, and it's honestly so much fun. If you're a little hesitant, I say just dive in to the fun. I mean, how often are you going to be at a huge pool party on a cruise ship? They will close the pool around 12 or 12:30, and then the party will continue down inside the manor. That has been my tips and tricks, my breakdown of Scarlet Night. Hopefully this was helpful to you. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them down below. I am curious, if you've experienced Scarlet Night before, go ahead and write down below what has been your favorite part. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's been such a treat getting to see you guys on the ship. If you have any questions, you can totally message me directly on Instagram. That's at Alejandro the Hype. I hope I get to see you on board really soon, but until then, keep it red, friends. I'll catch you on the next one. So if you've never virgined,